It's May, and as you guys know, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I would like to talk about something that affected me a lot with my mental health. I'm gonna try not to cry as I tell this story, but it started in 2020 when the world was changing. Our world was going through a pandemic. And at the time, I found out that I was pregnant. So today is April 17th, and I just wanted to share that I am 4 weeks pregnant. And in my head, I thought this pregnancy was just gonna be a breeze, just like it was with my first. I'm super excited for this. My husband and I have been planning for baby number 2 for some quite time. I just feel I wasn't ready before, and then one day I just woke up and said, I'm ready for baby number 2. Not knowing the obstacles that were gonna come along my way. I remember going to the bathroom and just seeing blood everywhere. And it just was something that I didn't know what was going on. I've never experienced any of this in my whole entire life. And I remember calling my husband and just started hysterically crying because it was just the unknown. Didn't know what was going on. I remember going to the doctor the next day and having so many different emotions going through my head just because I knew there was a 50-50 chance something bad had happened. And I remember getting the ultrasound and the ultrasound tech telling me she can't tell me what's going on because she has to have the doctor tell me herself. Then the doctor walked in and she said, Tiffany, this doesn't look good, and I'm sorry to say, but there was no heartbeat. And my world collapsed. I just remember sobbing. My doctor couldn't even hug me. We had to stay 6 feet apart from each other. It was the hardest thing to this day that I've ever gone through in life. And I just didn't know what was next in my life, my next chapter. You felt it was your fault. I've never gone through something like this. And I just kept thinking over and over and over in my head, what did I do wrong? So, a couple weeks went by, and each day you heal and you heal from it. I was embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to know. And the good thing was I was able to get pregnant 2 months after my first miscarriage. So in my head, I was telling myself, this is something great. I'm getting another chance to become a mom to another child. And same thing happened, same exact timeline. At 8 weeks, there was no heartbeat. And then from there, I was just done. I gave up. I said to my husband, I can't do this again mentally, physically. It really played with my mental health. It drained me as an individual. And I said I didn't want to cry. And when I had to get the surgery, it took me a full year to recover. There was days where I still felt pregnant. There was days where my body just was going through a million miles an hour and I just didn't know what was going on. I'm a really happy person. I'm the type of person that I'll be your biggest cheerleader. And I was in a really dark place in my life because anytime would see that someone would become pregnant, I would tell myself, why them and not me? I would cry to my husband and say, I was pregnant first. This isn't fair. And those are things that would never in a million years come through my head. I would never have those type of thoughts. And it was selfish of me to even say those things, but mentally, that's what I was going through. I was angry. And a lot of people don't realize what us women go through when we have such a tragic thing happen to us, because our bodies are healing at the same time. Your hormones are going through different levels. So, you know, one day you can be extremely happy and one day you can be extremely sad, and you have no control over it. And I remember, you know, my husband and I was at the point where I was like, I'm not gonna give up. Like, I'm gonna have this baby and I'm gonna try as many times as I need to in order to make this happen, because I didn't want to feel like a failure. And as time kept going by, as we kept trying, it just wasn't happening. And it would make me so frustrated because it just wasn't enjoyable anymore. It felt like a job. And I would watch movies and things would just remind me of things that have happened. And I remember telling my husband, and it played a huge part in our marriage, just because it was something that I was mentally struggling, and it just really put me in a dark place in my life. And I remember the one time I told him, I said, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should see a therapist, because this is really, really messing up my mental health, and I need to do something about it because it's not looking good. And my husband, who is a saint, and thank God he helped me through this whole process, was just like, we're gonna get through this together. I think what we need to do is just forget about what we're trying to achieve and just kind of let life take its course. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And a year and a half later, out of the blue, I became pregnant. And
thank you guys so much for coming today. Obviously, we're celebrating Dante's birthday, but I also wanted everyone here because I wanted to make an announcement. You guys ready? Okay. I'm finally pregnant.
It was a scary time, because in my head, I just kept thinking, it's gonna happen again, it's gonna happen again, cycle, it's gonna repeat itself. And sure enough, God has blessed me with a healthy baby boy who is now 6 months. And I am the strongest that I've ever been in my whole entire life. And I feel you have to go through failures like this in order to achieve or, you know, go through failures in order to become a stronger individual. And it has made me a stronger individual. And that's why I share my story, because I know a lot of other moms out there who have dealt with this don't talk about it, but I feel it's, in my opinion, I feel it's good to talk about things like this, because we help each other out. And, you know, hearing each other's story and the same exact struggles that we go through, we come united as one. I always feel us moms have like a mom group, and we're just the strongest women ever, and we always, you know, become a unit of one, and we help each other. So I just want to say to any moms who are struggling and, you know, don't talk about it, definitely talk to someone, even if it's a therapist, even if you don't believe in it, to talk it out and express how you feel and to share with other moms. It does make you feel better. This video is dedicated to all you moms out there. As you all know, miscarriages are very common, and the one thing I do want you to feel is this is not your fault, and to not blame yourself. I know it can be extremely hard dealing with this mentally and physically, because I have gone through it, but just know that you will be the strongest individual that you have ever overcome in your life when you go through something like this, especially when you have your family and friends supporting you.